and most of the time, and with his players as well.
It's funny, it seems like he's been playing Protoss, and with his Protoss he has 4,600 MMR, but I know that he's actually a GM Terran. And obviously we're going to assume that he will play Terran here. I'd be very, very shocked if he doesn't. He's also part of the term.
Well, what race did he pick in the lobby?
It has to be Terran. If it's not Terran, I'll be super shocked.
Yeah, it is Terran. A lot of Terrans off-race as Protoss because they think it's easy. And then after they play it, they get the confirmation that it's easy.
You know, I ran into Lambo's Terran a couple of times. This is like confession hour. And for some reason, I always lose to Lambo's Terran. It's so annoying.
Yeah?
Yeah, because like I can go off.
You sure it's him?
Yes, 100%, because he's streaming as well. And he's always like, hey, Roddy, what's up? And it's like the worst thing. I know what is happening, but for some reason, I just make the sickest throws against Lambo, or I don't defend properly against the first push. And obviously, you know, he's
like a mental thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like at the beginning, it was like, you know, that happens once, and then it happened twice. I'm like, lol, this better not happen again. And now it happened like 4 times, and I was like, oh no. I was playing against Harstem's Terran, who is GM, by the way, with Terran as well. But that one went better for me.
Nice. I had this actually back when I was in Korea. I think I played against I don't remember who he was, like a Terran player that was off racing as Protoss. And then I lost. I was so mad. I was like, I can't believe he made 3 Colossi, mass gateway units, and they just attacked. That's so silly.
All right, we are good to go to hop into the next best of 3 of the day. Round 2 matchup, I believe, between this man. He's part of the Termi subs. A sub to our fantastic, dedicated Terran streamer.
Who's the leader in the Terran streamers?
Right now, I think it's Utermo, actually, because I feel like the Muslim has been dropping the ball a bit lately. He did send out a message lately, very recently, that he's coming back to streaming. So he's going to give it another go, which is obviously awesome. We welcome Ben with open arms. I always love the Muslim stream. I've been sub for like 3 years. And well, Nate has been playing a lot of different games lately, so I kind of feel that Utermo is kind of wrapping the Terrans right now.
He's the new top dog.
Yeah, slowly but steady. His stream is very fun as well, and he's got a great sub sound. Anyways, it is FoxeR on the right top side. I'm almost a 1-year sub already of Utermo too. I was ahead of the meta thought.
This is almost like a major tournament, by the way. Like 1 minute in, we finally said, I interrupted you, to be fair, to ask a question. But his opponent in the red, it is JonSnow, our seed number 1 here, heading into this Open Cup.
Yeah, one of the top dogs. Definitely expect him to make it out today. I'm actually expecting him to go very far as well in, you know, the actual qualifier. He's one of the 4 that made it to Valencia. Am I confusing them?
To Jönköping.
Yes, sorry, to Jönköping.
Yeah.
Valencia still has to happen. So obviously we expect JonSnow to have kind of a smooth ride through this bracket. I am curious to see how well FoxeR will do. Grandmaster League Terran play. He's been around for a long time on the North American ladder. I played against him countless of times. He has pulled a lot of SCVs and Marines against me.
We don't really see that anymore. There was a game, actually, I don't remember, I think it was last week, where someone pulled SCVs and he lost his entire army before they got there. And then he left as the SCVs finally reached his army in the middle of the map. That was so silly.
During a WCS?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like you don't see it often. Because there's just so many good ways to kill a lot of workers these days. But there are still some moments where I feel like, well, if you're all in, you know, just pull the boys.
You met as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But me and Calais, when we saw it, we had the same reaction. We were like, whoa, where is Apollo?
I see the Roach one, relatively early Roach one. Obviously in PvZ we see a lot of super aggressive openings here with Lynx, Roaches and Ravagers just walking across the map. The Reaper was not able to identify it. Obviously did see the late hatchery, and that's often quite a tell already. There's a couple of Zerglings sneak to the other side of the map. Now this is gonna kind of hide that tells, be like, so he just wanted to make a faster pull just to sneak those Lynx across the map, but that's actually not the only reason. That's one of the reasons, but definitely not the only reason. Man, JonSnow is being so annoying so far.
Yeah, these Lynx. It's funny, like, sometimes you're not even necessarily a Terran player, but you watch this, you're like, God, like, clean this up already. It's like a real struggle.
Oh my God, there's 2 Hellions on the way, and FoxeR still has not seen that there is a Roach one. I think FoxeR is in a lot of trouble. I said that the last game was going to be short on Defender's Landing. It wasn't. Oh my God. Hold. He's using a skin top. Against all the rules, he is using a skin. 2 Cyclones on the way now as well. Cyclones are.
You know, I don't know if you heard, but like Nurture was trolling super hard about this. And like it was Jin, the referee, by the way, of all people.
Oh.
He kept asking non-stop, can I use the skin? Can I use the skin? And every time Jin had the same answer. He was like, no, using the skin is against the rules. Please don't disable the skin. He was literally humoring him. I would have break for sure.
SCVs have been pulled in time, but now one of the Ravages will finish up as well. FoxeR is doing a really good job to buy some time, though. Now he's going to have 2 Cyclones that actually get a lot of shots off immediately. These Ravages took a lot of damage. He's going to go to the low ground. That's kind of risky. I mean, Cyclones are amazing. And there's the bench on the way as well. I actually thought that FoxeR was going to be in more trouble than he's actually in. But then I took a look at the work count, and I see that JonSnow, somehow during all of this, is at 35 drones already.
You looked at the supply, didn't you?
I did.
34 walkers, yeah, to 22 is a huge advantage with the 3rd base on the way. Lair now starting. FoxeR is going to have to be through a hell of a comeback here for him to somehow pull through. PokeBunny won game 1 here against Haffy. Oh, actually, no, he might have been game 2.
Jay Haffy?
No,
oh, no
Haffy.
Okay. What about
I will ask for score, actually, yeah, they didn't. I think he may have been game 2, he was mentioned.
We see a Banshee making his way across the map. There is no Cloak on the way. Cloak has not been researched, so this Banshee is going to be annoying, but the Queens of JonSnow should be able to usher this Banshee out. Let's push it to the north a little bit, keep the mineral line safe. Obviously, because JonSnow opened up with so many Roaches and Ravages, his stack is going to be a little bit delayed, but I guess he's okay with it. I guess this is an opening he's done many times, and he just feels that no matter what happens, he's always going to be ahead. Because obviously you're going to force the Terran to lift up the orbitals, you see, and they're going to be on one base for a little bit. They're not going to be able to produce 2 SCVs at a time. If this Banshee was able to get a cancel on the hedge, that would be fantastic.
That was actually the 2nd game, which PokeBunny won very easily with a 2-base Marine Tank Raven push against Protoss.
His specialty. Yeah,
it's actually really hard to counter this.
Yeah, because it
on points.
It arrives so fast because they don't wait for stim or any upgrades. It's just a couple of Marines, and they have 1 Raven, they have a tank.
If you don't see it coming and you play like any sort of greedy, it's very, very hard, I find, to hold.
Yep. I think
especially on Abyssal Reef, because they can set up behind your natural, like if they can break you.
I think it's even one of those builds that even when you know it's coming, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
As one Overlord does get picked off here. Obviously, I'm looking forward to seeing some games of PokeBunny later today in this qualifier as well. He's been practicing a lot. In the past, he was often top 8 ladder. Seems like he's not going to be able to get that done at the moment. He said he's been working a little bit on his playstyle, and he's been switching it up, trying to become a more macro-oriented Terran.
That is a lie.
Yeah, well, he used to be like the god of 2 bases. Like, that's just all he did. There was a meme in the North American scene that he would never drop a third CC and stuff. And he's definitely dropping a lot more third CCs.
Desro a long time ago said he was gonna stop foregating and he was gonna scout and adapt. And then every game, almost every game, he would scout and then go foregate. And then Sase started this sick meme where every time he saw a game of Desro, he was like, hey look, he scouted and adapted. He went foregate again.
FoxeR, his third CC is done. He's going to float it over. He's actually going to take this forward expand, so to speak. Taking a note out of Tasia's playbook. Always expand towards the Zerg dot. The problem is Tasia had Tasia Micro. Many other Terrans don't. But we'll see how this one plays out. Still down 19 workers. That's so many. I mean, he doesn't.
He's catching up in supply. And remember, he's facing Roaches.
That is true.
If you get enough tanks against this and you place them well, you might be able to do okay.
There's one Marauder in the mix as well. Second one should be on the way soon. He's going to get an armory.
And also, like, this army of JonSnow, it becomes worse as time passes by, right? Like, it feels like it's only an army that you can attack with when you max out. Surprise, surprise, barbecue.
This is actually very well done. He dropped a couple of these Hellions into
the
main base. Sorry, I missed it, guys.
Oh, that drone's blocked? You saw that?
Yeah, it was a drone surround. A little drone sandwich. Oh,
took one for the team.
They're all lined up. That's so risky. If he was able to get 2 shots up, man, this he's actually getting quite a few kills. 7 kills total. 7 drones have gone down in this game, but JonSnow's had enough, and he's going to go for it. There's no bunk here, though. I really feel that like 2 or 3 bunkers maybe could have helped quite a bit, because these tanks are awesome, but they're also so exposed.
Yeah, there's so many Ravagers that Corrosive Bite is almost always going to be available, and since you can't pick them up anymore, not going to be any way for him to pull them back, and I think JonSnow is just going to do it right there.
Way too much swarm. It's kind of like an in-between timing, as possible missile attacks was halfway done, but it doesn't matter. JonSnow just had so many Roaches, quite a few Ravages as well, and well, FoxeR took that forward expand, was ballsy, and just wasn't able to secure that location. Nothing really else to it.
And he goes up 1-0 here.
You know, that's the difference between like a JonSnow and a Lesser Zerg. Like if Lesser Zergs open up with like Lings and Roaches early on, it often takes them a while to bounce back economically, and you really feel like they need to do a lot. It felt that FoxeR was handling that Roach aggression quite decently, pulled SCVs in time, repaired the depot, Cyclones pop, you're like, ah, this is not all that bad. And then you look at the work account, it's like 35 for JonSnow against 21. You're like, okay, he's actually behind, even though I felt like he did a good job.
Well, what would be your American, just only American players rankings?
Well,
I wonder.
Like just America, right? So not Canada or no Mexico.
Like don't count True in it either.
Well, Neep would definitely be my first. And second, it gets a little bit closer already. I would be leaning towards JonSnow, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then maybe Bills or Panda BME as third American. That's probably my top 3.
I wonder what it is actually on that eagle. Like, let's check.
Oh, I actually have no idea. I'm quite
So it's
curious.
interesting, yeah. With the like, you know, it takes like every match in consideration as well. Sometimes you get surprised. Like you think like a player would be like way higher than he actually is. So yeah, so it's JonSnow second, Suppy third.
Yeah, but I feel like then he's still riding the wave a little bit of his old days.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like there is like the decay and stuff. So since Suppy came back, I guess he's like must have won some games. Like in this Open Cups and Challenger, he hasn't really gone super far. Like he's had a few deep runs. Then Puck will be 4th, Panda BME 5th, and Bales 6th. But if we only take the ladder, like for example, like game time is 7th here, I will rate game time higher, definitely. Like if we only take the ladder and who already make it, for example, made it for this Challenger, it was, you know, game time and Bales were in that, right? So I'd rate them pretty high. Yeah,
Soppy is the only one that kind of stands out there a little bit as that's surprising. You know, top 3, but he's still riding a little bit of the wave.
And then MCanning 12th.
Yeah, well,
how high would you put MCanning?
When it comes to pure American players?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why Neep is so good. I know which stream he watches at night, and it's not mine thought. It's the MCanning stream. I don't know, MCanning is, I think on good days he's top 10. For sure, and then it comes down to how well he performs in tournaments. It's hard to really put him higher than top 10 because he just doesn't really have the results to back it up yet.
He's very consistent though with challenge.
Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2 between JonSnow and this man, spotting on the right bottom side. Our Terran player, it is FoxeR. And an interesting location thought for his first depot. There's a good chance we're going to see some Reaper action. I mean, he's part of the Termi army. And if you're part of the Termi army, you better build some damn Reapers every now and then.
Hey, even if in this day and age, where they work a lot less. We saw this build actually could be only 2. Actually, like you see 3 barracks with this. But yeah, we saw this being used here and Reapers a bunch of times during the European Challenger. And I think almost every time that we saw it, the Zergs saw it early enough to start a roach run, get roaches, get Ravagers, and basically not take much damage at all, and then play from ahead, and then they just ended up winning.
You know what is the sickest Reaper map of all time? I mean, not when it comes to 3Rex Reaper, because it's a tiny bit too long for it, perhaps, but Blood Boil. I hate playing against Reapers on that map. There are some Terrans who just like make 2-3 Rex Reaper early on against Protoss, and it's so hard to deal with. Like, you just feel like you're running from left to right, because there are like 7 different angles that the Reapers can enter.
Even if you all of the one, they can still come in sneakily.
I played a game against Utermon. Obviously, that's already a little bit of a mismatch, but it was like, oh my god, these Reapers are ridiculous. Like, it just makes me so sad because Reapers are so fast. It feels like you're always chasing the thing you can't catch up with.
It's a pretty bad feeling to be streaming and be like, oh, okay, so I'm already playing this guy, and now he's like running all over the place and killing everything I own.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just waiting for like the Mortal Kombat announcer to jump into StarCraft, like, humiliation! Thanks, guys! That's exactly what it feels like.
Finish it!
It's got like 3 probes left. Alright, we'll see how the Reapers from FoxeR are going to be able to do here. As JonSnow, well, his first 2 lanes are going to pick up on the fact that this is indeed what is happening. See the wall up on the low ground, it's going to make it a little bit easier for FoxeR to drop a command center. But he's going to have to be able to do some serious damage here. Let's see if JonSnow decides to go crazy and defend with Zerglings only. Look at this thought. He's not mining any gas. It's just Lynx for now. Maybe he thinks that this is just a 2 Rex, and he doesn't know about Rex number 3 on the high ground.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is risky.
Maybe he
though.
just wants to try and counter with just pure links in the queens, which is, I mean, also can work, right? It's just going to be quite hard.
Yeah. I don't recommend it against
3
the
overlords on the way. I think US supply blocked.
Maybe.
To get some sort of surround, maybe.
He's going to use these links to perhaps catch a couple of the reinforcements, but that ain't happening. This Reaper count is growing quite high. JonSnow picks up on that right now, so he immediately starts 18 Zerglings as the Poke Bunny once again went for a cheeky 2 base.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I might be able to show it. Like if there is not that much action in your game in a second, maybe we can have a look. That rewind, man.
But you know what's going to happen, Todd, when we tap out of my game? The Reapers are going to get surrounded by Zerglings. JonSnow is looking for the surround. He's going to be able to get a couple of these Reapers immediately. Well done. Gets 3 Reapers for only 11 links. And I say only because that's obviously a pretty sweet trade. 2 more barracks is going up. Thought he's going full U-Thermal, but these Reapers are, I guess they can just fight on the high ground. 1 Reaper on the low ground.
Charges here would be pretty useful.
What's happening?
I don't know where to go. Oh! Can I get out? That one guy.
Wow. All right, well, that fell flat on his face. 9 Reapers against 22 links. That's simply not good enough. You need to do way more with all these Reapers. And while these links are obviously not going to be able to break through, maybe we can take a look at top screen real quick, which would be fun. We can take a look at some of the adepts and oracles that...
Yeah, these links will be defended there. Actually, that right-hand side depot took a lot of damage, but he restarted the re-wall behind this.
Oh my god.
No, he already started the wall behind.
Yeah, okay. Look at the STV. The STV is like, save me, guys!
I've been knocked out, revive me.
What he could have done is maybe throw 1 grenade and like bob the STV. Bob the STV over the supply depot wall, that'd be sick. But I guess he didn't have any HP, so it was gonna die anyways. Seems like we're having some minor issues
Our
with...
producer has vanished.
Yeah, it's like the boys got it. Well, we did order some pizzas. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. That would be a pretty good reason.
Yeah, yeah. Of course it is. Nothing beats StarCraft and pizzas at 3 AM, Todd. That is the diet of a champion.
A kebab after the show, that beats it.
That was really good too. He's gonna go
I
up
think we
to
can find a 24-hour kebab here in Katowice.
I don't think I want to have...
Keep up the tradition.
I feel like kebab should be a Cologne only thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm gonna stick my kebabs to Cologne and nowhere else.
But they're pretty terrible there.
Todd, it's gonna be 7 Rexes. A 7 Rex Reaper.
Well, are you sure he's going to go Reapers? He's getting Tech Labs.
Yeah. Well, no, maybe he's gonna...
No, yeah, he's going to start steam and like, go normal. That'd be madness.
Okay, he actually does find 2 queens, so that's nice for Fox. And finally catches a small break here. What's the link on that? It's a 38. 38 should be enough to surround these Reapers. We see JonSnow hiding a couple of links on the right side. I really love the way that JonSnow has been positioning his links. JonSnow is just an excellent Zerg, Todd. There's no way around it. And I think we're going to see a lot of him this week. We're going to see him in main challenger as well.
If he's going pure link, though, like I've seen these bodies explode all over the place and not do so well against massive amount of Reapers.
But what about these 20 Banelings that he's morphing on the other side of the map? Seems like FoxeR picked up on it. I have no idea why. Maybe one Reaper saw all these links and saw a couple of
Trying to be sneaky. Yeah, actually, he can just stay down there. Yeah, he's going to go up, see a bunch of links there. Be all right. Be like, all right, I'll stay down.
Use those more grenades.
KD8 charges. Oh, he went up! Woo!
I feel like all these Reapers are going to die eventually.
The Banelings are like on their own across the map. This is madness, man.
Oh, good Reaper micro this time. This is going a lot better than the Reapers were in the early game. Once again, it's going to hop to the high ground, low ground. Not that many links left. He's hitting from the low ground, Todd. He's hitting from the high ground and the low ground again. In the end, the Reapers do get cleaned up. And now it's time for JonSnow to return the favor. He's like, all right, you've had your... Whoa! He salvaged the bunkers! No! No! It's the wrong moment to salvage the bunkers.
Those buildings will tank a lot of those Banelings, but there is still so many of them left over. Maybe he can re-wall. Yeah, exactly. He's going to start a couple buildings to tank some extra Baneling. He needs to split those Marines. They're all together. There is more Banelings than there are Marines almost, anyway. And links are going to start on running through.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the end. There's a few Banelings still alive. Going to try to connect with as many STVs. Good splits by FoxeR, but he just doesn't have enough, though. The Reapers just didn't do enough this game. And JonSnow struck at the right moment. Oh, look at the STVs. They were all clumped up at the refinery. There they go. Now the links are going to run in, and they're going to have a party. In your main base, Todd, the links are dancing.
They're going to be like Roddy in the club over there. Look at this. Swarming the dance floor. Getting a full surround on the ZvTs.
Getting blocked off by all those boyfriends. GG. JonSnow takes the lead. Or it actually takes the series 2-0. Convincing series by our man JonSnow. We obviously expect him to go very far. He's the #1 seed in this tournament.
Perhaps we could take a quick look at the last few moments of Poke Bunny against Haffy that I've got queued here.
I'm totally down for that, Todd.
Thanks to the rewind feature. So Haffy went for Phoenix Adept. He was set up on 3 bases. Poke Bunny again with a 2 base. 2 tanks, quite a bit of bio. He's already got Steam Pack. And Combat Shield will finish exactly as this fight starts. And Haffy, I think that was the big mistake. He's trying to catch up in army supply right now, but he's going to go straight for this first shade. You know you should never do that, especially against siege tanks. He should have gone for the shade, cancelled it, re-warped again, and then gone for it. Even though he picks up on the tanks here, there's still enough bio on the ground to get rid of his army.
Yeah, the Marauders are doing a really good job in soaking up some damage as well against those adepts. The score was 1-1 at this point?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
And then from there, that was pretty much it. Like, Poke Bunny just has too much. He's just going to go down and kill this one lonely adept. Well, there was a couple there, but yeah, again, like, you lose the initial big fights, you're not going to be able, I think, to win in this kind of game. And that's what happened there. Just showing you guys the few moments. Yeah, he just shades in and right hands. That's all she wrote. Boom.
So good news for Poke Bunny and the Terran fans out there to see at least that Terran move on. Unfortunately, FoxeR wasn't able to get the job done. Todd, I've got great news for you. You know what's going to be the next game on the main stream?
I can feel it's going to be a good one, but I don't know which one. Tell me.
McKenning against Scarlet.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun. The lobby should be up real soon. We're just going to take a very quick break, and after that, we'll be back with McKenning versus Scarlet.
Let's end this thing once and for all.